Hey folks, this is Chris, Highland CCG. I am trying something new today. I decided to take a pretty major step with regards to my collection and wanted to talk about it with you. So let's check it out. Hey folks, I'm going to be making a pretty major change with my collection. It's something I knew that I would do eventually, but the more I thought about it recently, I just thought this is probably the right time for me. I don't think, maybe market-wise, return-wise, it's the best time to do it, but I think, for me personally, I think this is a good time, and I'm talking about downsizing some pretty major stuff. And I'm going to actually be using a consigner, which I haven't ever done before. I've always sold my own things through my eBay or TCG player, and that's been fine. But there's a lot of stuff. It's accumulating. The stuff that I don't want anymore is accumulating to the point where I really just kind of want it gone. This guy can do that for me. And this is Kid Icarus, or Icarus Magic, on eBay. Somebody that I've been buying from for many years. I've had great experience with on that end. And I know that he gets tons of eyeballs on the auction, and he sells the stuff. So his rates are pretty fair. And I reached out to him just to understand how it worked. He got back to me right away. He explained the whole process. His rates are good, and honestly, it's really not much better, or in some cases worse, if I sell it myself. So, and then the more the more time goes by, the more I want to get more stuff added to the consignment. So I'll show you what I have so far. I'll talk about some stuff that I'm not going to be consigning, stuff that I'm still on the fence about, and happy to hear your thoughts as well. But we can just get right into it. So first of all, there's all these 8.5s that I've upgraded to 9s. I have a ton of them. So let's look. We have Pyramids, an 8.5, Ring of Maroof, Magi Jin, Army of Allah Dark, Urg Raiders Dark, Oasis, Cyclone, Island Fish, Herjackal, Naf's Asp Light, Power Artifact, Bird Maiden Light, Fish Over Oil Light, Hasran Ogress Light. We've got King Suleiman, Jandor's Ring, Giant Tortoise Dark, Sandstorm. This is a 9, but I actually embarrassingly bought it twice, so I don't need 2 9s. I'm keeping the better 9. Serendib Jin, Bird Maiden Dark. This is one I got graded myself, which didn't turn out that great. And same with this Fish Over Oil Dark in an 8. So this is 20 Arabian Nights cards that I don't need because I have a better grade already. That's a lot. And we've got Antiquities, like I said, Power Artifact. We've got the Archaeologist, Urza's Mine, Power Leech, Urza's Tower, Damping Field, Goblin Artisans. That was the one I cracked out of the CGC case, and I poked it with the screwdriver. If you remember, I got 7 edges. Otherwise, it would have been an 8.5. Crumble. That one's a 9, so obviously I have a 9.5 instead. Priest of Yawgmoth, I also upgraded to a 9.5. Obelisk of Undoing. That one was really tough, but I finally got it in a 9. Another Tower. Martyrs. Weakstone. Another Tower. Strip Mine. And another Mine. So what do we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 Antiquities. graded card says 36. These are just upgrades. So I have all of these cards in 9. It's a no-brainer to get rid of these. We have a bunch of randoms. We have a CE Illusionary Mask. Got an 8/5 Unlimited Swords, which I upgraded. Nice raw copy in the binder, if you'll recall. Got a 9/5 Sedge Troll. This one I might keep. I don't know if it's really worth anything. So let's call that on the fence. Got a CE Time Twister. And then these are all non-BGS cards. So we got 9 Mistress Factory Fall, which I already have a 9 in BGS. I got an 8 Wall of Air. I think I have an 8/5 or a 9 BGS of that already. Shahrazad and an 8 on PSA. I have the 9, BGS 9. The Abyss, I have a BGS 9. Singing Tree, I have a BGS 9. Nether Void, I have a BGS 9. Serendipity Freet, I have a BGS 9. And Drop of Honey, I have a BGS 9. So again, more upgrades. Or these aren't really upgrades because they were just other copies I bought graded because they were a good price, but I already have a nice graded copy, so I don't need these. So that's another 11. So that's 47 slabs. And hey, look, I found more. So here is more Arabian Nights. Oubliette, Abu Jafar, Piety Dark, Alibaba, Brass Man, Wailuli Wolf Light. That's a really tough one in 9/5. I have a 9. Sandals of Abdallah, Camel, Naf's Asp Dark, Urgrader's Light, and Magnetic Mountain. So where are we at now? That's 50, 55, 58. 58 graded cards. That's kind of nuts. I thought about it quite a lot, and I am in a place now where I'm comfortable, and this is the controversial part, I'm comfortable with breaking up my complete sets. So specifically Unlimited and Legends. And really Legends is just one card, but it's a card I'm never going to buy again. And it's, you know, the biggest card in the set, the Tabernacle, but it's worth so much more than I paid for it now. I'd rather have the money. I don't particularly love the card. It's graded, so I couldn't even play with it if I wanted to. And, you know, it just sits in the bank, and it's not bringing me joy. But it was awesome to get. You know, this was, I got so lucky on this one. I had just lost an auction and was feeling bummed about that, and then somebody listed this with a bunch of revised dual lands. And so I got this plus all the revised dual lands for less than the auction that I lost, and was feeling bad that I lost. So this was a huge win, and it completed my Legends set after a long, painful process of collecting Legends. If you've ever put together a Legends set, it is a slog. There are so many cards in the set. There's a lot of valuable cards. It's tough. And so I didn't think I'd ever break up the set. But really, you know, this card doesn't mean a lot to me, other than, you know, that story was great, but I still have the story even when I sell it. And frankly, I'm not too broken up about not having a Legends set. It's okay. I won't have a complete old school set anymore. There will, you know, I currently have every card in 93, 94, and I won't anymore if I get rid of this. But you know what? That's okay. It's fine. It's actually good because I'll be able to use the money for something to improve my life. Standard life stuff is more important to me than this card. So it's going in the pile. And you know, with that decision, then I was looking at Unlimited, because that's another place where I completed that set a long time ago. A lot of value in that set now compared to then, and is it important to me? None of these cards are in my binder, so I can still look at my binder and get the same amount of enjoyment out of it. These cards are always in the bank. They're I own them, but I don't see them. Yeah, I think this is a good time. So I'll talk about Unlimited and my approach there. I think it makes sense, and I feel pretty good about it. So actually, first, these are other cards that are going to go in. Righteousness. This is a duplicate alpha. I accidentally bought this thinking that I had reverse damage, but I actually had a Righteousness, and so I have 2 now. So this is an easy one to get rid of. Beta Demonic Attorney. I don't know. I bought this. I think it was like Magic 30 time when they weren't reprinting the anti cards. I thought, maybe that'll be a thing, so I spec'd on it, but, whatever. And then Mirror Universe. I have 3 other Mirror Universes, I think, so I'm good with not having one of them. Alright, and then Unlimited. So my approach initially is like, my thought is like, okay, if I have an alpha, I still have ABU. I'm looking at collectively ABU. If I have an alpha, it's fine. So these 3 dual lands, including the last card I needed, which is the Badlands. That took a while to find one. But these 3, Taiga, Plateau, and Badlands, can all go because I have alpha copies. Likewise, the Pearl, the Sapphire, and the Ancestral. I have these in alpha, so I'm okay with parting with the Unlimiteds, and they're not in good shape. This Sapphire annoys me because I had a beautiful looking copy, but I had a crease, and I sold that and then bought this, but it's like much more beat up in general and just looks a lot worse, so I kind of don't like it. And then the Ancestral's in pretty poor shape, and then Pearl is in much better shape than those 2, but still not, not great. So those are added to the pile. Time Vault, I have 2 of them. My other one is one that I buy listed on ABU, which was really fun. I took a bunch of modern stuff and turned it into a Time Vault, and that was really fun and exciting. So I'm keeping that one because it's a good story, good fun there. And I have 2, so why not get rid of one? Then it gets tough. So now we're at these dual lands. And these 3 especially I don't love. They're beat up, like mid-grade, and they're in PSA slabs. So yeah, I have all these cards in revised. I have play sets in revised, so I think I'm good with moving on from the dual lands as well. And this one, obviously the big boy, but it's got a little surface thing on there, and I'm good with. I have a play set of revised. I'm good with it, and then these 2 as well. The Tundra is really nice. So I do have a little hesitation. This one is like really, really nice looking, but yeah, again, like I don't know. It's not going to do me any good. It's just sitting in a bank. I'd much rather have something, money growing for me at this point, and so that's going to the pile. Here's another one. I have this in a 9, so I don't need this. So that can go. These are the other ones. So this one I want to keep because I can't replace it with an alpha because they didn't make an alpha. At some point maybe I'll get a beta and replace it, but until then, and it's beautiful. This is the nicest dual land in the set for me. In terms of condition, it's really, really nice. So that one's gonna stay. And then I have these 2 are also very nice, and I don't have them in alpha yet. I'm doing the consignment, which means I'm flying up. He's in the Indiana area, so like Louisville area on the border. So I'm flying up there. I'm gonna drop all this stuff off, and so that's another motivation to kind of get everything that I want to get rid of in like one go, so I'm not making multiple trips. But wasn't too bad. It's a little under 250 round trip, and I'll just do a day trip, so I'm not spending on hotel. So it's not too bad. It's not going to cut into my profit too much. So yeah, I think I'm comfortable just going ahead and selling these. And then this guy also, he's in pretty rough shape. You know, the other thing to keep in mind, like for playing, I have all these cards in CE, so I'll still have them to play with. Those are legal in old school. And so, yeah, I'm not really giving up much as a player. It is, you know, as a collector, it is a little painful to say I don't have this set anymore, but not as much as the joy of getting the clutter out, getting the money, and, you know, all this stuff is stuff, again, I don't really see. All these, like, high-end stuff. All the slabs are, you know, they're bothering me that they're here. There's so many of them, and I don't really want them. And then this guy's signed. I'm not really a huge fan of the signed cards, except for in like my decks and stuff. I really love them in my decks, but in my collection, like my full sets, I don't really like signed cards. So this one's in nice shape too. Definitely has some corner stuff there, but I think it's in nice shape, and I'm gonna add that to the pile. So really, I'm just walking away with the Sedge Troll, which is not a major loss. It's not worth a lot, but I've been, you know, buying a few more of these 9.5s in revise, and that might be a new fun project. So I'll keep that. I've had that for a while, and then this guy I'll keep. It's so beautiful, and again, they don't make this in alpha, so I think that's a good enough reason until I get a beta. I'm not sure if I will, but if I do, then I'd feel more comfortable getting rid of that. So that's where I'm at. This is all going away, which is a relief. You know, the other thing is just the feeling. Like once I made the decision, the feeling I have kind of tells me that it's the right decision. I feel a lot of relief, and I feel excited to get that capital back, and I can reinvest it. I think that's going to be nice. And the other thing is, like, ordinarily I would be thinking about, well, what am I going to buy with it, right? So I'm not thinking that right now. I'm just like, let's grow this money, let's put it in retirement, and yeah, save it up, let it accumulate. And you know, there will be stuff here and there. I'm still chipping away. Just today I bought another Arabian Nights card for my 9 set. So, oh, you know what? That's another thing I'm doing. Let me talk about that. So these are the 8.5s that I still need to upgrade, right? And I think I'm comfortable with. I think there's a few exceptions. We can go through it now, but I think I'm comfortable with adding these to the consignment as well. So we have Aladdin's Ring, Dancing Scimitar, Diamond Valley, Elephant Graveyard, Burnham Jin, If Biff, Island of Wak Wak, Singing Tree. Those are all uncommons, and I'm good with those going. I think it's the commons I have to think about more carefully, but Bird Maiden Dark, Desert Nomads, Hasran Ogress, with getting rid of that one. The Mountain, Piety. This one I think I'm going to keep. War Elephants can go. I think I'm going to keep the Stone Throwing Devils just because it's proven, you know, difficult to find them necessarily on eBay and other sites due to the policies. So I'll keep this one for now in an 8.5 to keep that one. So where are we at now? Okay, we have 78 graded cards, almost all of which are cards that I already have better copies of. That's wild. And then, of course, you have these other singles that I think will certainly enhance the auction. Some good stuff here. And I'm just hoping to, you know, break even, make a little money. I think I can do that. I think that some of these cards have appreciated, you know, the Unlimiteds and the Tabernacle have appreciated to the point where I think I should overall do well. I think these smaller Arabian Nights cards, there's a risk that I won't make my money back, but I think that's fine. You know, part of, you know, this is a weird hobby in that we kind of expect to make money. You know, most hobbies, you just spend money on them and you don't have the money anymore because it's part of your hobby. And so that's where I'm at. And it'll be interesting to, you know, I'll probably film my reaction to the auctions ending. You can hear me groan as I don't make money back, or you know, I can be quite happy when something sells well. And then I'll give you kind of a post-mortem on the whole experience. You know, I'm flying up to Louisville, Kentucky area where the store is to drop all this stuff off. And it's a, you know, I didn't want to send this through the mail. I would be a little worried about it. But it's about a $250 round trip. I'm just going to make a day of it, get there early, around lunchtime, do all this stuff, grab a bite, get back at the airport, and get back home. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be a relief. You know, the reason I know that this is a good thing for me to do is that I feel good about it. I feel relieved. I don't feel like there's no pressure. I don't need to do this. Like I don't have medical bills or anything like that, thank God, that I need to do this. This is just like I'm at a place now, I'm at peace with trimming down the collection a bit. This is a good step. And then, hey, got another video coming up about this. Isn't that a beautiful Black Lotus? That is quite nice. And it is my Black Lotus. It is my unlimited Black Lotus. And I have a separate video about this because this is also going away, but not to the consignment. So stay tuned for that. God, it is beautiful. But yeah, that one, I'm feeling good about that one too. That's going to be a good thing. And I'll fill you in on another video, but this is good. This is a lot of weight, a lot of stuff out of my house, and hopefully a good amount of money coming back in. So yeah, let me know, have you ever thought about consigning? Do you sell your own cards? Do you just not ever think about selling? Interested to hear everybody's perspectives. Do you think I'm an idiot for breaking up my Legend set and selling this Tabernacle, selling these unlimited cards? Does it make any sense? Am I crazy? Want to hear it all, so be sure to comment below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and in the meantime, hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope tomorrow is even better, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.